Now, on a different matter, about 20,000 performers are taking part in the Kaapse Klopse Carnival, with the organisers saying it's all systems in place for the event. It follows this year's parade, follows the traditional route, passing historic sites, including the mass graves of slaves, highlighting the cultural and historical significance of the carnival. For more on the story, we cross live to SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah, who is in Cape Town in the Western Cape. Vanessa, very good afternoon to you. As the Tweede Nuwe Jaar kicks off, we know that it comes under a shadow of a court battle between the city and the Cape Town Minstrel Carnival Association. Has that clouded the mood at all?
Good afternoon to you. Well, if I look at the turnout along Somerset Road, and I've also spoken to some people that have come out to participate in this age-old tradition of watching the Kaapse Klopse, there have been some people telling us that they are not used to this route, that they don't like this route, and that they wish that it would go back to the route which starts in Darling Street, actually Hanover Street, down Darling Street into Whale and then the Boerkaap. Other people have told us that whether the route has changed or whether indeed the date has changed, as it has this year due to reasons that the Kaapse Klopse Carnival Association did mention to us earlier, as well as Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis, they will always support the Klopse. I mean, just now in the background over here, it's the fan walk, as it's known, in Somerset Road in Greenpoint, and the visuals that you have on the screen is that of the third troop to make their way on the street parade. They are called the Cape Town Hawkers, and as you can see, the guy in front, the one in front with a big hat and with his stick, he's usually called a voorlopertjie. That means it's one of the minstrels that usually walks in front of the crowd and gets things going. Of course, what we have been hearing when the parade kicked off shortly before 12 o'clock today is those sounds that you're hearing right now, sounds of banjos, sounds of tambourines, and then, of course, the all-important sound of the guba. The Cape Town Mayor speaking to us earlier, saying to us that this is a unique festival, that the city supports it completely. I also spoke to Mr. Malvin Matthews from the Kaapse Klopse Carnival Association a short while ago, and he was saying that this tradition is steeped in the history of the people from the Cape. You would know that during the 18th century, early 19th century, slaves were brought to South Africa, brought to Cape Town from the Far East, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. And what happened was that on the 2nd of New Year, the Tweede Nuwe Jaar, as people call it, was the one day that slaves got the day off. That's when they painted faces, they marched in the streets, of course celebrating their freedom for that day. That culture and that tradition has kept on for over 100 years here in Cape Town. This year, of course, couldn't take place on the 2nd itself because it was a day, the Muslim day of prayer, Jum'ah. Couldn't take place on Saturday because of the Stormers rugby game at DHL Stadium, and it couldn't take place on Sunday because of it being a church day. But here we are on Monday, the 5th of January. This, of course, is the starting point. We've seen a few troops coming through. The ones on screen right now is, of course, the Cape Town Hawkers, and they are about enthralling the crowds. Once they've made their way down Somerset Road, they'll then head on to Cape Town, or rather the Cape Town Stadium, where the first day of the competition, of the Minstrel competitions, where they perform in different categories like Kaapse, Jol, etc., that gets underway this evening. But of course, the visuals we're bringing you right now, live on SABC, is of course that of the Cape Town Hawkers, one of 16 troops participating in this year's event.
Right, there we have it. Of course, those live visuals coming from a festival of colours. About 20,000 performers taking part there in the Kaapse Klopse Carnival. A lot of colour, a lot of excitement. A story, of course, that we will continue to bring you parts of course, a page of South Africa's history with SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah, who's in Cape Town there in the Western Cape, giving us a sense of the colour and excitement.